Hello my loves and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nina and in today's video we're going to talk about vintage habits that bring richness and joy back to everyday life. There are two obstacles in the way of living a slower, quieter lifestyle. The first is overstimulation, which comes as no surprise. The other is simply habituation, the way our brain learns to ignore beauty in order to save energy. Let's talk about both. Let's start with overstimulation. If you've ever tried to just quitting on your phone and haven't made it to the end of your challenge, welcome to the club. Now, why is it so difficult? A brain that's been fed constant motion and flashing colors will not find pleasure in the plain stillness of just existing. We expect our brain to suddenly enjoy waiting in line or commuting or eating alone after years of constant stimulation, but we haven't given it a reason. The real solution isn't and won't ever be to stop scrolling and stare at a blank wall. It's to reintroduce some tiny sparks of interest, small pleasant details that make your senses wake up again. On the other hand, we have habituation. As we grow up, our brain becomes incredibly efficient. It uses something called perceptual filtering to learn what's important and quietly pushes everything else into the background to save energy. That is why when we're kids and we see a red flower or a purple butterfly, the green fields or the blue sky, we stare at those things for what seems like an eternity. And it's not that when we're kids we value those things more or that we have more time to actually appreciate the good things of the world. It's because our brain is taking the time to process that information. It's doing the whole sky is blue and it's doing it super slowly. As adults or when our brain has already developed, we don't need that much time. That means anything familiar, anything your brain already knows, gets pushed into the background even if it's beautiful. Modern life reinforces this as well. Gray offices, neutral clothes, muted interior spaces, screens all over the place. We adapt so much that we stop noticing beauty that used to excite us. So how to get beauty back? The wonderful thing about the brain is that it's trainable. Just like a muscle weakens when you stop using it, your perception dulls when you stop engaging with it, and it brightens when you bring some habits back into your life intentionally. So grab a cup of tea and let's talk about 5 ways to enjoy beauty again and why vintage living helps us find it. First is the joyful object switch. When we habituate, we start to lose interest. Everything is the same, so our brain turns on the automatic mode. How do we fix that? In the past, people could fall into automatic mode as well, but they didn't have endless options as we do now, so they were more motivated to rotate routines, to make intentional shifts that made everything a little bit more meaningful. Their routines naturally created micro-novelties, small shifts that made everyday life feel more intentional. What are some micro-novelties you can introduce to your life? Something easy you can do as soon as tomorrow is to change your mug often or to drink water from a wine glass instead of a regular glass. It may sound simple, but when you give your brain space to make a decision as small as that one, it stays active. You anticipate what's coming, you wake up thinking about what's your mood, what type of mug do you want today, if you want to feel luxurious about drinking water with a wine glass, and you start appreciating those things differently. It's not just about pouring the coffee, it's about what is my expectation for today, for example, and that completely shifts your day. Rearranging things around your house is also helpful, like rearranging the cushions or moving decor items from one room to the other or rotating a bookmark. All those things signal your brain to remember what has changed and therefore to look more carefully into your home. When walking or driving, take the long way home or take a different road every once in a while. This breaks your brain out of autopilot. New streets, different trees, unfamiliar houses, even one small detour gives your senses something fresh to register. Buying flowers in different colors and positioning them where they match best. This simple thing subtly trains your eyes to notice tone, contrast, and even the emotional temperature of your space. Even something like changing the wallpaper on your phone can make a difference. You look at your phone dozens of times a day, so a new picture or a different color palette gives your brain a fresh visual cue. It's one of the easiest micro-novelties you can introduce, and it only takes 2 seconds. So don't just fall into routine. Every 2 days, every week, every month, change something around and bring back some novelty. The intentional wardrobe pop. When it comes to intentionality, what you wear is your perfect canvas, and you don't need fancy clothes for that. Maybe you wear the same clothes every day, but by adding a colorful ribbon or wearing a funky pair of glasses or painting your nails with a different color or even swapping perfumes, you are creating a completely different experience. You can try intentionally using a different color every day or playing around with color contrasting. Maybe you can mix some patterns or textures in the same outfit, or you can just get out of your comfort zone and try that out. With clothes, it's not only about how you feel, but also how people perceive you. And if there's something that makes you pop in a crowd, then you're bringing novelty to your day-to-day, but also to other people. Colors draw attention because they're visually stimulating. Our eyes are wired to notice contrast. So bring color or texture or patterns more often into your life. Surrounding yourself with visual anchors. Again, you don't need to do a full home renovation to achieve this. You just need to place some items around your place to function as visual anchors. If your home is white and lacks character, you can get some posters, prints, or art pieces and hang them onto the walls. Nothing new here, nothing fancy, just, a simple thing you can do to make the place look more like you. You can also seek colorful or interesting home decor, flower vases, picture frames, tiny mirrors, a disco ball. These aren't just objects sitting there. They interact with the light and movement of your space. They may stay in the same place, but they change throughout the day, and so does the way you perceive them. Bed covers and curtains are great for this because they take up a ton of visual space, so changing them regularly creates a big shift for your brain that sort of resets everything. If you're into the 60s or 70s, displaying your clothes can bring that vintage feeling. Pattern textiles were everywhere in interiors during those decades, and you can achieve that same vibe with scarves or shawls put over chairs to decorate or over lamps to diffuse light. The art of observation. We have lost our capability to notice details without distraction. Both overstimulation and habituation make us think nothing is interesting enough to see. So how do we make our brain regain that power? Here are some things you can try. 1 color photo walk. When you go on a walk or when you go through your day, pick a color, for example, red. Anytime you see something red on the streets, take a picture of it. That way you're challenging yourself to see things more carefully and you're doing it with purpose. Look for 10 things you've never noticed. Sit at a cafe or on a bench you have nearby and try to find 10 things you've never noticed before. You might be surprised about the huge things we never notice when we're just passing by or when we don't look with intention. Contrast challenge. Pick 2 opposites, light versus dark, old versus new, curved versus straight, and try to find examples of those in your surroundings. This sharpens your ability to see relationships between objects. All these tiny exercises gently retrain your eyes. The more you practice, the more you'll notice and the more alive your surroundings will feel. The mood lighting mindset. Now think about vintage lighting. LEDs didn't become common in home lighting until the 2000s, so warm incandescent bulbs were the main way to light everything. That warm light typically feels more atmospheric, but it does something else. It enhances the richness of color. Modern stark white or cool blue LED light often flattens and sterilizes the space. On the contrary, warm, softer light introduces shadow, texture, and a golden or rosy cast that brings depth and vibrance to your wood, your fabrics, or your skin. You're telling your brain, look closer, this is rich, this is textured, this is a beautiful scene. This makes your colorful accents feel more intentional and gives your eyes something truly satisfying to land on. Lighting is just one example of how small changes can reshape your entire space. It's all the little adjustments that make tiny, ordinary moments feel special. These are all the tips and comments I prepared for today. I hope they are helpful. Vintage living is often tied with overconsumption, and I couldn't disagree more. Vintage is more like a vibe, and you can create that with a lot less than you think. That was everything for today. Thank you so much for watching and for being here, and see you on the next one. Bye!
But they sure got some cuties incorrect.